Hello, my name is Dave Dixon, if you don't know who I am, and I live up in Northern California. If you ended up finding me, that's great. I appreciate it. And today I wanted to talk about MLMs, which is multi-level marketing. I looked into multi-level marketing years ago, and a lot of it had to do with me going to school and my degree being in economics. And it seemed to be just another way to make money. It is possible to make money. Some people become millionaires doing it. But the product line and the way it's set up is very important. You know, how they share in the profits. So multi-level marketing, as what I know, is where you normally get people to join a group, and you have these downlines, and then it's always better to be at the top, and then you've got everybody downline from you. You want to try to build up a group of people. Maybe you're getting like 50 people, but you're going to have 3 or 4 that are going to be real big performers for you and help you make money, you know, residual income from them, push it forward, and you're always upline. So that's why it's so important to be upline and gather people underneath you. They have something similar to this in insurance, where they talk about you write down 100 people that you know. And the 100 people that you know could be the person you take your dry cleaning to, could be the person that the cashier that's at the market that you go to, person at the gas station attendant, you know, and so, you know, and your relatives, obviously, your friends and your family. And you write these down. And so you're writing everything down as much as you think. And then the idea in insurance is that you're going to approach them about insurance, about buying insurance. And what I found is that if you're at a party and you really want to be left alone, all you got to do is tell them that you sell life insurance, and people will avoid you like the plague. Because it's a negative thing, you know, you died, and so now they got to pay out. And people don't want to talk about that at a party. And maybe they're trying to loosen up, so they're not even interested in talking about investments or anything like that. I did work for MetLife for a year, and I'm glad that I made it a year. That was my goal, to make it a year, but it was a treadmill. It was very difficult. After I went through my group of 100, which there were some very personal friends, I just could not approach them. I just didn't feel comfortable. Then you're getting leads. And then the leads are from people that are just mostly inquiring about it, not necessarily wanting to, you know, buy insurance, but they're just trying to get some information. But they set you up with a sales rep. And when you're in that presentation, a lot of times men can be kind of cocky about the whole insurance thing, like they don't need it. You know, they got this money already saved aside or whatever. So in life insurance, you have to do what's called backing up the hearse. So it sounds bad, but normally you'll see the women don't have a lot of input into it, although they want the life insurance on their husbands. Well, the husbands don't feel that they need it, because we never think that we're the one that's going to be dying. So you have to back up the hearse. And what you do in that case is that when you're talking to somebody, you're saying, okay, we're talking about life insurance for the man. So what I need for you not to say anything right now. Just hold off on what you're going to say. And I'm only going to be talking to your wife. So let's just say something happened and your husband's no longer here. What's the first thing that you're going to do? Well, most people being put on the spot like that, they're going to have no clue. I go, do you know where your savings accounts are? You know, your credit card bills, or does your husband take care of that? Oh, my husband takes care of all that. Well, right there's something that you need to be involved with, because if something happens to him, then you're going to have to know. And then you finally get all the way around through all of the different, the easy things to talk about. And then you have to talk about, well, what if he dies? What are you going to do then? How much money do you have saved up to be able to survive? And sometimes they'll have insurance from work, you got to make sure you know what kind of insurance it is. It's almost always term, but is it accidental insurance, which means that they only pay out if you're involved in an accident, you die of a direct cause of an accident, or is it real life insurance, like a member's life insurance thing? And if it's $10,000 or something, that's good. But how much do you spend right now? So you find out their budget. You're really working through their budget. Nobody's ever talked about it or thought about it. And so as a life insurance salesman, you have to be able to listen to their numbers and not flinch, you know. And so sometimes, you know, they're spending more than they're making. And so you can't judge and you can't flinch. But it's pretty easy to look at it and see that if they have a $100,000 policy or they only have the $10,000 policy, it's pretty important for them to have more if the goal is for them to be able to survive without their husband's income. So in multi-level marketing, there was actually a company called America, and they were multi-level marketing, and they were in insurance, you know, life insurance. There's all kinds of insurance that you sell, but the ones you make money are on whole life and universal life. So you try to guide people toward that, and that's how you make money. That's how you did America. I actually joined multi-level marketing, I'm going to say 35 years ago. I don't think they're around anymore, but it was called Equinox. It was mostly into diet, and the important thing about this is that if it's a diet nutritional thing, you have to be able to only be able to get it through us. They can't be selling it at Walmart, or that kind of ruins the whole thing, the exclusivity about it. So in our case, Equinox, they would have every week you'd have a call from the founder of Equinox, and he would usually be in his big house, and he did make a lot of money doing it, you know, so he has the money, but it's all the downstream from him. And he has to get, the idea is to get 5 people that are, you know, really good or even better than you, and then you can kind of live off their upstream. You're upstream from them. So Equinox, I did it for about a year. I just wanted to see if I could do it. And I was going back to people that I had gone through when I was in insurance. And we call that a retread because you're going back and you're talking to somebody and trying to sell them on another product. And I did have some people, but mostly you can look at it at maybe 3 different ways. Somebody that needs the product, so they need to lose the weight. So that's what you're selling it from a retail perspective. Another one would be somebody that needs the extra income, and so you'd be selling them as a downstream, you know, downstream from you. And then the last one, which is the most important, is when you get a member, or even if somebody else gets a member, you know, that is into this multi-level marketing, then you have to sit down with that person and ask for their 100 people that they know. And everybody knows 100 people. And then the idea is that you start to work with that person, and then also with their people. So you're prospecting for another person. And if we get somebody, you know, we'll put them underneath that person. And so that helps them. And so they get the idea, but it's going to be the skills of the person that's been around longer, you know, to be able to sell to it. It really is kind of like a mouse running wheel, where you're just running, looking for perspectives. You can make some money on the retail, obviously, but there's a lot of different options out there for dieting, you know, so it's not just yours, and it really needs to work. So that's kind of how multi-level marketing works. There was another one that I heard about, but I never joined it. But it was actually my cousin was part of it for maybe about half a year, and it was called Jewelry Co., I think, or something like that, or Jewel Co. But it had to do with jewelry, which is good. You know, jewelry is good because there's a high profit margin in jewelry. But a lot of the stuff is not, you know, high quality. It's stuff you could get other places like Target or Walmart. So that was a problem with it. and I'm pretty sure they're not around anymore. But she did sell jewelry, and she had jewelry parties where she's trying to retail it, and then also try to get people under her, during the multi-level marketing thing. So I wanted to talk to you about that because that is another option, for somebody that's trying to make some extra income. And it's not hard to find somebody that is doing that, or you can even look them up on the internet and make an inquiry. And so that is another option. It's already structured, so you know how to do it. But it is going to be, a little harder. The idea behind it is the residual income that you're going to gain by doing it over and over with people, and then they become successful, and they just happen to be in your downline. So that's really how it works. There have been people that have become millionaires doing that, but usually they're the founders or the people at the very, very top of the organization. But I would say that if somebody was thinking about, say doing a franchise, you might pay $100,000 for a franchise, and then you've got to put money up to get it going, maybe in the terms of signing building leases and hiring people and everything else. That's more risk, because there's more money involved. A lot of it depends on your location, different types of employees you have, potential for litigation, somebody getting hurt at your restaurant or whatever. But there are franchises that are like that. And so I just wanted to talk about that and say it is another option, something that you can do on a smaller scale. And I think the key on it, though, is that in addition to just using the 100 people that you know, whenever you do find somebody, you've got to explore the 100 people that they know, and then you have to be willing to put the time in with them to go and help sell the person with retail. You start out retail, and then you try to convert them over to making extra money doing that. You can always run ads in the newspaper, on the internet, where you want to make extra money. But what they found is that sometimes you say you can make $100,000 doing that, and maybe there's just a few people that have ever done that in your company. Sometimes it's easier just to say make another $200 per week. If that's way more realistic, because that's kind of some people's mind frame, is that they can't even imagine themselves making $100,000. So $200 a week, not only is that they can see themselves doing it, but they can also do that. And they're working within the guidelines of a pretty structured MLM, so that they're able to know what to do, who to talk to. Sometimes they'll do telephone conferences, they do Zoom appointments. The main idea is to keep everybody motivated and pumped up about finding people to become distributors. I know I had a person that was trying to sell me, or he did sell me, he's a friend, and he did want me to try out one of his multi-level marketing products. And so at the time, I was trying to lose weight, so I bought the introductory kit. I think it was like $400. And so I bought it, and I tried all the food that was in there. But when I started reading the side of it, which I could have checked this out to begin with, but I was mostly trying to help the guy out, I noticed it was just all processed foods, highly processed foods. And then to add insult to injury, the food tastes like crap. So I ended up giving my box away to another person that was in the multi-level marketing thing. I just said, if you want it, you can have it. I can't recommend it because I don't like it. And so that's why I decided to go on my own modified keto diet. So look around on MLMs. There might be something that you can find that you'd like to do, and you can be passionate and excited about, and you can ease into it slower, and you'll have support, and you'll have a lot of people that want you to be successful. And then you want to really make sure that you explore the downlines of everybody that is coming on board, that you can sit down with them and go through a list, and you have to trigger them. Well, now who cuts your hair, and who does this, and who does that? This is where a lot of people are missing out, because there's that perfect time when they first sign up and they're very, very excited about it and about making the money, that's when you end up being able to get their contacts. So anyway, thank you very much for stopping by. I hope that explains a little bit about it. It's not everything about it, but it was my experience with it. Thank you so much and have a great day.